And while we're on the subject of policy, we obviously can't talk about policy right now without discussing U.S. foreign policy, which Donald Trump unfortunately laid out quite disturbingly in a tweet this past weekend. If Iran wants to fight, that will be the official end of Iran. Never threaten the United States again. That was a tweet sent on May 19th at 3:25 p.m. Eastern Time. If Iran wants to fight, that will be the official end of Iran. There's a reason the president tweeted this out. And the reason is so stupid, I almost don't want to say it. But I kind of have to tell the story. Fox News, at, I think according to Media Matters, it was like 3:17 p.m., ran a story about Iran. And, oh, the threat from Iran. Iran's threat is growing. And so then, 8 minutes later, as Matt Gertz was pointing out on Twitter, Trump tweets this out. In fact, the president spent his entire Sunday, by the way, sitting in his big easy chair, watching Fox News and tweeting about it. It was absolutely disgusting. But nonetheless, he did it, and he said this. He says that that will be the end of Iran. Here's the thing. We have former U.S. intelligence officials, military officials, as well as former and current military and intelligence officials in Europe telling us that the threat from Iran isn't real. Or at least it hasn't increased, which means there's no imminent threat coming from Iran. But what's happening on the ground, one, is you have John Bolton in Donald Trump's ear. Trump doesn't know any better, so Bolton is likely to get his war with Iran that he has wanted since day one of the Bush administration. And two, Trump's not smart enough to understand he is also one of the people being manipulated. Iran does not pose any significant threat today, at least no more so than they had years ago, which is to say, not very much at all. There's plenty of other countries out there that probably pose a much bigger threat to the United States. But some of those countries are the ones goading us into attacking Iran. For example, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia claimed recently that one of their oil tankers, several of their oil tankers actually, had been sabotaged. And they weren't sure if it was Iran, by the way. They weren't able to conclusively prove that Iran did this, but they've got their suspicions. And they're also warning us that you guys have tankers over there near Iran, and they may sabotage those. So what do we do in response? We send our aircraft carriers over there. We start with these flyover missions. And what that does is that is trying to goad Iran into attacking us. We're tempting them. We're daring them. And why are we doing that? Because it's worked out pretty well for us in the past. Libya in the 1980s, we did the same thing. We flew our planes over. We issued these threats. But we weren't actually going to attack until they attacked us. And then they did. And then we did. Happened in Middle East in the early 90s. And now we're trying to get it to happen again. We're sitting there, essentially sending our troops out there as bait to see if Iran's going to bite. Leaving our tankers over there as bait to see if Iran's going to attack them. That's this administration's plan. And the second something happens, whether or not they can even prove it's Iran, there it goes. Because Trump himself has admitted that if they attack us, that's going to be the end of them. And it's also ironic because I'm pretty sure we heard those same arguments before the Iraq War. Yeah, this should be a quick war. In and out, real quick. You wait in the car. Tom Cotton, the Republican senator who helped trash the Iran deal, said last week, this would be just a couple of days. We'd be in and out. We'd be done. We could defeat Iran, never hear from them again. That never works. That never happens. But that's how Republicans think foreign policy works. You can follow me on Twitter at Farron Balanced. I am Farron Cousins, in for David Pakman. We'll be right back.
Today's program is sponsored partially by ZipRecruiter. People know, especially bonus show viewers, I've talked about the trials and tribulations of hiring good people on the David Pakman Show. We have a really great team right now, but hiring is difficult. It takes a long time. You sometimes get too many applicants or not enough qualified ones or the wrong applicants. But there is one place where you can go where hiring is simple, fast, and smart. and a place where growing businesses can get connected quickly to qualified candidates. And that is ziprecruiter.com/Pakman. ZipRecruiter sends your job to over 100 of the internet's leading job boards. They also have powerful matching technology where they will scan thousands of resumes to find people with the right experience for your job, and it will invite them to apply. As the applications come in, ZipRecruiter analyzes each one, spotlights top candidates so you don't miss great matches. And it is so effective, ZipRecruiter is, that 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the website within the first day. And right now, David Pakman Show viewers and listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/Pakman. That's ziprecruiter.com/PAKMAN. One more time, ziprecruiter.com/Pakman. It's the smartest way to hire.